country, you know, all around the globe.
Starting at point.
The Rockets are looking to defeat their Western Conference rival going into this game. We're happy to have you with us for 2K Sports midweek presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Grizzlies will look to their home court advantage, just one game here in Memphis. Presently in 5th place in the West, they're definitely a tough team to deal with.
Yeah, and as far as the regular season goes, this is as good as it gets. This truly, to me, is the definition of a rivalry. I mean, a game between these two teams has always been special.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen a ton of great games between them in the past. It's hard not to get amped up when they face each other. I've been looking forward to this one for a while.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. So on the floor for Houston, Ariza is the small forward and Smith the 4. Beverly and Harden, they're the backcourt. And it's Howard in at the 5. The guy's Josh Smith, an interesting case. Clark, he shot about 2 triples a game last year, yet for the last 3 seasons, his free throw percentage has been under, surprisingly, 55%.
Yeah, and that's terribly troubling. I mean, his three-point percentage improved in Houston, but the free throws, really, he can do much better than that. You look at his stroke, I think it's just a matter of concentration with Josh.
And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
Looking at Memphis, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Lakers in Los Angeles.
And listen, you have to take advantage of the freebies. And on that night, they did not, and that is why they just could not recover.
Exactly. I mean, they left too much cheese at the foul line. And in the end, it mattered on the scoreboard and cost them.
And so here is Houston. The Grizzlies making the shot, and the shot is good. Beverly's got 6 points.
4 straight makes out of the gate. That's a sweet start.
The Grizzlies have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. And McCallum kicks to Allen. Lets it go from deep. Goes right through for bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
Clark, looking around the league, there's no team that teams want to play less than the Memphis Grizzlies. They just wear you down.
Well, they play a physical brand of basketball. They play hard. Everybody's on the same page. And even if you beat the Grizzlies, they take a lot out of you in terms of how they try to wear you down.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. And McCallum kicks to Allen. The pass to McCallum. Feeds to Hollins. Allen for 3. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
And the Grizzlies played so well against all the other playoff teams. Part of it is that they just have a style that matches up well with anyone.
Now here's Beverly. His last outing, 16 points for him. Harden, no good. Grizzlies have gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. Allen's shot is off.
You know, that's the thing with the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, there isn't a team that gives them too much trouble anywhere in the league. They're good at home and on the road. They're used to playing in tight, low-scoring games, and they create that situation with their deliberate style.
And Stevenson's checked in for the Grizzlies. And a change for the Rockets. Montejunas has checked in. Harden's shot is good. Harden's got 5 points so far.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
And Montejunas picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Jermichael Green, he's checked in for Randall. For Barnes. And it's Carter in for Tony Allen. For Houston, they've gotten 6 or 7 shots to fall in the first quarter. They're off and running. Kicks it to Brewer. 23 seconds left in the first. Launches it. Carter with the block. But he recovers it. Clock is at 3. It's Terry outside. Can't hit. Good D by Stevenson.
Not good shot selection. Long range and the defender all up in your jersey.
And, you know, that's just the kind of defensive work he's known for. I mean, he can take that shot away from you and does it more times than not.
Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive game through the first quarter of play. Rockets lead by 1. The second quarter coming up. And let's take a moment to hear a little bit from Josh Smith about his development throughout his NBA career. Kind of hear that growth in his voice, don't you think? And it's interesting to hear Josh Smith talking about getting introspective about himself and his game at this point of his career.
You know, that's a great point there, Kevin. I mean, like he says, he really has grown tremendously as a player, as a teammate, as a man, and just as an adult person in society. And he's become a real credit to our game.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
We've got Lance Stevenson. Martin is out there with Green. And there's Carter. And it's McCallum in at the point. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. And Ray McCallum picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Ryan Hollins, he's checked in for Martin. Barnes comes in for Vince Carter. And Allen subbed in for Ray McCallum.
It's hard not to go for it when you see the chance for that alley-oop.
Clearly, temptation got the best of him right there, Greg.
Allen, that's good.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
And here's Harden for 3. And it's slammed in by Howard.
Oh, and what a gutty play. I mean, muscles his way to the rebound and then just pounds it home for the putback.
Well said, G.A. The battle on the boards, Clark, could go a long way toward deciding this game.
You know, and if that play is any indication, that's a battle they're willing to put every ounce of their energy into winning.
Allen, that's good.
You know, Dave Yeager, the coach for the Grizzlies, has really become a big-name coach quite quickly. You know, he's worked his way up the Memphis coaching ladder and has had a ton of success early on in his career.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. And the success we've been mentioning with Coach Dave Yeager. He was the second fastest active coach to get to 100 wins.
And Kevin made his way in terms of coaching, started in the D-League and other minor leagues before becoming an assistant with the Grizzlies, and really was the architect, if you will, of the defense that his team is so well known for. He's done a lot for this franchise and looks to be on track to become their winningest coach ever.
Stevenson dishes to Allen. And it's wide right, hits off the rim.
Yeah, great look, but disappointing with the miss.
Boy, what happened on that one, Greg? I mean, that's almost an automatic shot for him. This is an absolute monster performance from him. He is pulverizing them from the three-point line.
Stevenson drives in. He dishes it to Hollins. Kicks it out to Allen. Lets it go from the wing. The Rockets pull it in. Last time they met in Houston.
Yeah, and they won that matchup last time, and it wasn't even close, guys.
Well, they got the other team in foul trouble. I mean, and frustrated them as well. And I think that really kind of shaped the whole context and tenor of the game.
That's good.
This guy is on pace to have one of the all-time performances if the defense continues to allow him to knock those down. One thing about Corey Brewer, he's a defensive.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the
It's real hard to score against. I mean, equally good at defending in the half-court or transition.
Ray McCallum's checked in for Lance Stevenson. And a switch here also for Houston. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Brewer. Here's McCallum. Drains the three-pointer. McCallum's got 5.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Going back to Corey Brewer, he also has a sixth sense of sniffing out steal opportunities. Very quick hands. He's averaged 1.5 steals a game over his career.
Kevin, Corey's one of those guys that's always going to give that effort offensively and find ways to contribute there, but more importantly, he's going to give you results on the defensive side of the ball.
He has an amazing motor, never shuts down. And Ray McCallum picks up the foul. That's his third foul of the game. Some changes for Memphis. Martin's checked in for Ryan Howlands, and it's Carter in for Tony Allen. And the Rockets making a change here as well. Capella's checked in. The Rockets shooting their first free throws of this game.
And when you think of free throw shooting, not particularly a strength for this group, right around 70%.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Lance Stevenson's checked in for McCallum. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Carter with the bucket.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Most teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
And Stevenson kicks to Barnes. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And we are not going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear-cut on the instant replay. I mean, the ball was out of his hands in time. I think they'll confirm this one pretty quickly.
Well, I can't see how they'd come to any other conclusion. I mean, we have a good look at it on the replay. The clock's still ticking when it left his fingertips.
And they've taken a look at it, and they've overturned the call. They've overturned the call. They're calling the basket good, Greg.
Yeah, and that's why we have replay. I mean, to make sure the officials don't miss any calls. And really...
In the first half...
The 2K Sports